To ensure stability in its agriculture sector, China is not leaving things to Mother Nature. The Chinese government is planning to employ upgraded weather control systems in Heilongjiang, Jilin, and Liaoning, the three provinces responsible for 54% of the nation's rice production. The project, which will continue until June, involves creating artificial rain using cloud seeding, special aircraft, rockets, and much more. China has been...
Mr. Fletcher, another question on the in an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Would you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilize it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn to...
So yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans.
All right, guys, welcome back. They want to monetize the rainfall with cryptocurrency. We'll get into that. Reporting for FEMA Region 7. Just jumping to the main screen. We got a brand new bunker fuel mission, so the weather patterns are going to change in the next 2 weeks. We'll have to say goodbye to this weather pattern. Welcome in the new one. So yesterday we've gone 2-3 weeks without any kind of cloud brightening operations out here. You can see the tic-tac-toes. This is all made by the shipping industry, these big thick lines. These are like the chemtrails of the ocean. I can give you a quick look at the shipping lanes. Some of the most toxic emissions on the planet. They cause 400. Here, I'll get to that. Hang on here. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be going. Should have had this all set up. I just want to show the shipping industry. Let me turn the winds off. All these straight lines you see, these are pollution coming from the ships, the cargo ships, military ships, you name it, cruise liners. See how thick the pollution is going from South Africa up to Dakar. Every one of these lines represents particulate spewing out of these ships, which affect the weather. It's called cloud brightening, cloud whitening. And in the very place that we go up to today, they're still out here. We got some down there. We got some here. We got aerosols coming from the skies. And we also, for some reason, have unassigned hurricane hunter planes out here in the very same area, dropping dropsondes. They've dropped 25 dropsondes into this storm that they've deployed shipping industry, aviation, and aircraft aviation particulates. Why is a hurricane hunter plane out here dropping stuff? Look at all the ships. They even got all the ships marked. They're all working in conjunction. We'll get into the headlines here in a minute, and then we'll get into the 16-day forecast. First, I wanted to show you weather's not natural. It hasn't been natural for a long time. Here's a company out of Dubai. It's called the Climate Global Control Trading Company. They do weather management, technology solutions, and climate global control. Allow to carry out seasonal regulation of atmospheric process, transferring wetted air masses from overwetted areas of the Indian and Pacific Oceans to arid regions. I'm trying to get down. I've read this so many times, but I'm trying to find certain parts. Integrated technology solutions of company climate global control for managed weather change will allow to take into account the climatic characteristics of confined area territory to increase precipitation, regulate groundwater levels, eliminate the cause of dust storms. Also, leveling of seasonal temperature contrast to a comfortable level in certain areas of the region. Features of the benefits of the ionospheric climate technology that made possible to create a process control system, including control of atmospheric processes, outdistance on 30 to 50 years of the current level of development in the fields. They can manage weather processes at an area over 100,000 square miles. Square kilometers, which is 3 million square miles. And they say that the controlled climate change is fully reversible. For the management of the weather processes in the atmosphere is used a special kind of electromagnetic waves of different frequencies to manage the atmospheric flows, the thermal lens, also controlled managed anomalies. And this thing just goes on of all the stuff they do. Hardware technology controlled weather change. Distributed network of antenna systems, fundamentally new type. So they're using antennas with electromagnetics. There's a whole bunch more here. I mean, we don't got time to go into all of it, but and then how they want you to pay for it is the climate cron. They want to monetize the rainwater concept of monetization of global market of water resources by means of cryptocurrency, the climate cron. See, all this stuff is tied together. The weather, the money, the good weather, the bad weather. It's all being affect every other country. This is just one country that covers a vast area. They cover India. Oh, somewhere in here it tells all the areas that they cover, which I'm not going to find it all. But there you go. There's just one company that comes right out and talks about it. Here's an article back in 2018, rainmakers China will move clouds and make it rain in different places using satellites in a terrifying weather control plan. 6 satellites will form a ring to spot water-laden clouds, create an atmospheric corridor to allow them to move to the arid regions, state media said. See, they're all doing it. Every country doing it. Our country does it. But you have to dig and look for all that. So there's just some things you can look up on Google and see what's going on. It's not natural weather anywhere. Climate is not natural anywhere. And it's not because it's natural. It's because it's being messed with. So it's not natural. Anyway, Hawaii's under flood watches as rain continues. Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall and saturated soil is possible. Moderate to heavy rainfall continues. Start watching for landslides. The meteorologists are expecting a major outbreak of Arctic air for the western United States next week. Well, hey, they just deployed some bunker fuel. They got the Hurricane Hunter plane out there dropping stuff into the storm. Busy week ahead for the West will feature snow, wind, brisk conditions through BC, Montana, Idaho, parts of Washington, Wyoming. A storm swept through Sydney, causing mass power outages, fallen trees, traffic issues, 60,000 homes without power. People in the sailboat, their sail got ripped off, hurt a couple people. Storm Odo, 1,000 without power after 80-mile-an-hour winds hits the UK. This was that beast from the east that we talked about last week. Cyclone death toll in New Zealand rises to 9. Recovery continues. It's hit on the opposite side of the island, man. This thing was completely weird. And the death toll continues to rise. 46,000 people. Man. In an instant. It's expected to soar to 345,000, or that's some 345,000 apartments have been destroyed. So, man, these guys have not had it good out there. Oh man, I can't remember what this was. I had it translated to English, but it's trying to. Well, maybe it won't. I can't remember what it was. I read it earlier. I had it in English and read it. Guess it ain't gonna do it. Oh well. We got other ones. In Argentina's drought-hit fields, billion-dollar losses, farmers going under. More war on the farmers, man. We're seeing it every single day. Shoppers warn to expect price jump for Aussie cheese, butter, dairy products. Due to a part of Australia's dwindling milk supply. Remember the articles yesterday? or the day before, they were dumping it out on the ground. Yeah, here's the article. This is out of New Zealand. Dairy farmers forced to dump milk after cyclone cuts road access. So you're telling me they didn't had no way to get a helicopter to go pick this milk up and then go stock the shelves somewhere else? See, they don't work together. They just dump it. Also, he had to stop milk production, which caused significant problems for the welfare of his 460 milking cows. Like, it's a never-ending story on the food supply being wrecked. I just thought this was kind of weird. What are those concrete pyramids near the Skyway Bridge down in Florida? They're to, like, block the waves. Breakwaters are more than... Project engineers hope the installation of the breakwaters will restore more than 6 acres of seagrass between the bridge. $6.4 million. So we have these weird concrete pyramids. I wonder what kind of things that might do to the electromagnetics around there. Something went down on one of the sun satellites. Solar probe switches off unexpectedly. There's something else that went off on one of the sun. This isn't it, though. This one here, they're saying it could be updated by Friday the 17th. Yeah, this isn't the one. There's one that went out, like a main one. We've been getting hit. They were like rebooting it, and it messed it up. And now we're not going to have part of the sun stuff for like months. Rare red auroras explode over the northern U.S. and Europe, with more on the way. We're getting blasted by the solar activity. It's on the rise. So is the earthquakes. The earthquakes are going to pick up volcanoes, health issues. We're being hit right now with solar activity. Rare cyclone with track the size of Kansas won't quit making the news. This is the Cyclone Freddy that we've been following. Category 4 for thousands of miles in a perfectly straight line. Yeah, it covers potentially up to 8,000 kilometers. Just shy of a Category 5. Look at that thing. That thing is like it's being guided. Look at this path straight across. They just put a few little dips. We were following it. It was on the line. Finally starting to go down. It's going to hit Madagascar pretty much smack in the middle. Maybe a little to the south. The pattern's right for a southern Ontario ice storm this week. I think we talked about that last week. Artificial AI pilot self-flying F-16 craft takes off. Takes off, touches down all on its own. That's what we need. Unmanned F-16s flying around. Who's controlling that? Who's giving the orders? Crazy stuff. We knew this was coming. Colorado River shrinks. Federal officials consider overhauling the Glen Canyon Dam. You know, all of a sudden, hey, let's build a dam. We don't have any plans for it. Billions of dollars. Let's just make the taxpayer give us a bunch of money and we'll figure it out. And nothing will get done. They estimate range from $500 million to $3 billion. Then they got to do an environmental review. Like it wouldn't be done for ever. was looking at a bunch of sun stuff. Almond milk recalled from Woolworths down in Australia, botulism. I probably better not even talk about that. You can see the headline. Oh, man. Now they want to drop the buffalo for carbon credits down in Australia. Man, it's just getting more nutty every day. Scientists grew living human skin around a robotic finger. That was last year. Transhumanism, freaky stuff. This is all the, I was looking into the suns. Raytheon's powerful anti-drone laser. They could have took them balloons out with this thing. Hit it with the laser beam. Get a drink here. Yeah, I was really trying to get into some of this. I was wanting to film the sun today, but I was just too busy. We were framing in around our storm shelter. I worked my butt off today. It felt good to work hard. It actually made me not hurt as bad today. Take a look at the current solar wind, 446, so it's dropped down a little bit. Geomagnetic storm watch. G1 class geomagnetic storms possible on February 20th. CME launched by Friday's X2 class solar flare reaches Earth. It predicts no more than a glancing blow. On the other hand, predicts a more direct hit could produce a stronger G2 or G3 storm. We got hit hard this time. Wow, only 2 fireballs. All right, let me get out of that. All right, let's take a quick look before we get into the 16-day forecast with Cyclone Freddy here. Lost my thing here. So we got category 4. So it's going to hit Madagascar right in the middle at a category 4, category 3. Weather machine. Spin this up perfect eye wall. This storm's been too perfect. Look, it's just like too perfect. You know, you look like a normal cyclone. It don't hardly have the, you know, the current look, the little S kind of pattern. Well, this thing is really jumping around. That's probably from the solar activity. Let's look at it on the microwave. Look at that thing, man. Perfect circle. No eye wall replacements. Just driving down the line. No, you know, don't have the classic signature. It's just a circle. To me, I think of this like a coming down from a satellite with a magnifying glass, and you're just pointing the beam down there, like trying to catch the leaf on fire, and you're just guided along, trying to burn the ant's butt or something. All right, I just want to check a little, just other little bit of data on that. Get rid of these. See if we can see the visible. May not be able to see it. I like to look at each layer. That way we might be able to pick something up. Man, that thing looks wicked. That's going to be devastating. What is this all blowing out over here? That's really weird. It's like a glitch in the Matrix or something. Man, that's a beast. Definitely don't look natural. I never did see any kind of weird beams going into it or nothing. But man, that thing is perfect eyewall. Anyway, that's a crazy storm right there. Tracks insane. All right, let's go ahead and get into the 16-day forecast. It'll take about a week and a half, 2 weeks for that bunker fuel mission to actually help change these weather patterns. So this pattern looks just like it did pretty much the last month and a half, 2 months. Only difference showing a little more moisture for down through California and this spot down here in the Gulf of Mexico. And then, of course, with the New Madrid zone, same spots. Pretty big swath of moisture, looks like, for the middle and north. All right, let's take this back. Put it on what I need it on. All right, we're going to go 6 hours at a time. I'll stop talking about what we're, if it looks bad or serious or anything. So for some reason, it's already on Monday. All right, let's go up 6 hours at a time. See the blue lines, that kind of represents the cold air. The red lines represent the warmer air, and then the tighter the lines, the faster the wind. So see the snow coming in from the northwest, right over Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. And that thing's just going to build up there with a lot of wind with it. Then right around Tuesday, the wind picks up like crazy, picks up. You know, like 60, 70 mile an hour winds going through there. And then it even tightens up more, so we got big time winds with this storm. Be like blizzard conditions. Quite a bit of rain, snow for the upper northwest, Washington, Oregon. It looks light, so it's gonna be hard to tell because you got the bunker fuel mission and the aircrafts out there. So the wind's not gonna let up, man. Going into Wednesday, this is just gonna be a super windy pattern. Like this whole year, last year was probably the windiest year I can remember for Missouri. Man, the winds really, this could be why the bunker fuel ships were out there and the airplanes dropping stuff, man. There's some crazy wind coming down. It's coming all the way down into Colorado, Nebraska. Got cold air dipping way down into the Bajas. And then the big storms kick off Wednesday. Right over Missouri, then ice storms. Iowa, Illinois. And then, of course, the upper Midwest is going to be getting hit with snow and wind, blizzard wind. Then the mega storm pops off. This is going to be a pretty big storm popping out here. Got a bunch of freezing rain, sleet, heavy-duty thunderstorms, mega rain, blizzard-type snows. So this is going to be a big storm here coming up on Wednesday, Thursday, the 23rd. And it don't move a whole lot in 6 hours. It just shifts up a little bit. This could be a major power outage, a dark winter type stuff. So this could be a major weather system right here. Going another 6 hours. Still in Thursday, but it's not moving a whole lot. Like the whole target zone, man, there's going to be a lot of trees breaking down. Power outages. Got some heavier snow as it goes through here on Thursday. And then it kind of weakens later into Thursday, but still ice, snow, cold air. And it lightens up, which is odd because normally they strengthen as they go up like they have been lately. So then around the 24th, Friday, it should be moved off. We got a new southern storm for the West Coast. See, that's what they did. They used the ships and the planes to split that high pressure system into two spots. One goes north, one goes south. They split the middle. So you're going to get some moisture, even some snow in the mountain, even some heavy thunderstorms for southern California on Saturday the 25th. A few storms popping off over Tennessee around the 25th. Going up into Kentucky. Looks like the cold air is going to stay up pretty high to the north. Some more rain for the lower sections there. Could be some heavy thunderstorms right here for Texas and Oklahoma. Let's see if anything spins up for Monday, February 27th. And then it really ramps up as the day goes on for Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. Could be a big severe weather outbreak. No more ice coming in for Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa. Heavy snow, heavy sleet, ice. So if you don't get hit with the power outages the first time, this one might do it. Heavy thunderstorms, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. Heavy snow for Nebraska and Iowa, sleet. So it looks like we're going to get some pretty good amounts of snow here. And then the West Coast is getting hit. And the same areas that just got the ice is going to get it again. Tuesday, February 28th. Look at that. Tornado weather to the south, wintertime to the north. Pretty good amount of snow for California there. Light rain, could not hit the ground, who knows. So another double whammy, man. We got two systems with the potential to cause tornadoes, power outages, trees down, major storms. Then we get a break coming March, May Day. March 2nd, a little bit of snow for the upper north, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. Next system fires up over the New Madrid zone, BC, British Columbia, and then Washington, Oregon getting hit again. And heavy storms for Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi. Right over the New Madrid zone, heavy flooding. And there's a lot of cold air. We're going to have to watch the convective energy, see if there's going to be some spin-ups with this. Light snows over Kansas, Iowa. But, man, that's a downpour right there. March 3rd, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, parts of Missouri. And it kind of sucks it up into its own little spin up here. We got a Lando cane going. Heavy snow on the backside for parts of Missouri, Iowa, going up into Wisconsin. Same path as the big storm before it. So we won't get a break till around March 5th. Then it's just going to be kind of cold. Half the United States is going to be cold. Half of it's going to be warm. Almost split perfectly down the middle. Look at that. It's like right down the middle. And then here's that big storm popping off down in the Gulf of Mexico. Right on March 5th. I mean, heavy, heavy rain. It's showing almost feet of rain. We're going to have to watch that. It's not spinning, it don't look like. But definitely some kind of rain bomb down there. Then Monday, March 6th, we get another wave of snow coming down through Idaho, Montana, down into Colorado. More ice. Still big time winds with it. So wintertime's definitely not over. This is wave 3. And you got storms down there in Florida on the 6th. I kind of passed them up. Heavy thunderstorms. And that thing's going to jet up back on the original weather pattern. So there's your 16-day, man. We got 3 waves. That's some pretty wicked stuff coming in. We'll see what the total snowfalls will be. Holy crap, it's showing 40 inches for Minnesota, 36 for Iowa, 37 for parts of Wisconsin, 18 to 19 for Michigan, showing 26 to 49 for parts of California, Washington, Oregon, 61 inches there in Oregon. That'll be something. If we get 40 inches of snow there, that's nuts. It thinks out there digging it. Yeah, I forgot I got super chat again. All right, let's go check some other regions. Let's go check up in Europe. So the southern part of Ireland, southern part of the UK, and the northern part's going to get hit. Norway's going to get hit. Iceland's going to get hit. Italy's getting hit. Parts of Portugal, Spain. And where all the weather controllers are. Let's go over to New Zealand. See, the wrong side of the island got hit this time with that storm. Normally you get hit on the west side. So it caught them off guard. Definitely got them pretty good. Let's get squared up on Australia. So just a little bit of rain. I mean, it's showing light rain. But really, I'm not seeing no big storms. But they're definitely going to be kicking out the fires. That's what they got to be watching for down here. And look at over here at East Asia. Look, they got a little weather control going on there over China. Japan's getting a little bit of a break. It's been getting nailed pretty good. That might be all I wanted to look at here. Let's look at the world. See, South Africa's got some moisture. We got that big cyclone going in Madagascar. I'm surprised it's not showing more moisture there. Wonder why. Let me look at that. Look, they're showing all the moisture up to the north part of the island. They're hardly showing any moisture with this Cyclone Freddy. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, something's funky with that total accumulation right there. Anyway, I've been filming some different things the night before last night. This is it's called the Trio or something. finally getting some detail in this. This is like 3 hours of filming. But I filmed that for 3 hours. Just started on, this is only 28 minutes of the Rosetta Nebula. I was filming like 4 things through the night. I did a little bit of Orion. It was pretty cloudy, so the stars are all kind of blurred out. I was just trying to get the Horsehead Nebula. I worked on some of these pictures a little bit, and then this one's pretty freaky. Well, let me just see here. Let's see if I can show you some of the ones I just did, where I aligned the colors of the ones I just took. February. So here's the Orion. This is where I align the colors. I need a lot more integration time on these. This one's called like the, man, I don't have it up right here. But man, there are so many galaxies in this one shot. I mean, galaxy. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look. Whenever I get it all done, I'll put where it is and all the different galaxies. Here's that trio. This is probably my best picture of this ever. You see the dark clouds inside the deal. Man, there's so many galaxies up there, it's insane. A couple of moon shots from the other night. I mean, look at this stuff, man. There's like things to me look like some kind of statue or something that's like miles tall. I mean, look at that thing. See the shadows. Another one right there. Big old tall sucker. Look at the shadow on that one. It looks like a building. Looks like an X. Anyway, weird stuff up there. That's why I always say eyes to the sky, man. There's all kinds of stuff up there if you just take the time and figure it out. I use a little 400 millimeter ASCAR telescope with a 1990s Canon Rebel T3. Got it on the marketplace for like $75. Yeah, anywhere from an 80 to 400 millimeter telescope works good for deep, wide field view. Anyway, I think for the outro, I think we'll maybe do some, man, I don't know what I got loaded here. If I got anything loaded. I don't know if I got anything loaded. Let me look, see what's here. I got some comment to go. Anyway, guys, armor up, much love. Eyes to the sky. You got to stack all the pictures, Matt, through stacking programs. I'll make a video on it. All right, guys, much love out there. Wear the armor, man. We're in weird times right now. I'm feeling good today. Health's not good, but I'm good. I got the armor on. Eyes to the skies.